All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us. Today is Tuesday, and this is our November 26th class for Forex Live. This will be our only class this week. We've got our Thanksgiving holiday coming up here in the U.S., so having a quick turnaround. Got in from Vegas last night and doing a quick class today, then back out to see some family down in Texas tomorrow. So this will be our only class, and we're back to normal next week. So I'm glad you guys could join us on the revised schedule. What we're going to be doing today is, as always, we have open our daily regimen for live trading, and we'll be going through that to show how we apply that under current market conditions, and how you guys can benefit using the daily report in conjunction with a written trading plan to have some success in your trading. Before we get started, though, we do need to let you know that, find my disclaimer here, there we go. We do need to let you know that unique experiences and past performances do not guarantee future results. Trading does involve risk. I think everyone here understands that and knows that, but we do need to pause and just give you a second to read through this. Make sure you're trading with only risk capital if you are trading live, because that can cause us to make some hasty decisions if we're trading with something other than true risk capital. So I'll pause for a second, give you an opportunity to read through that, and then we'll get started with our trading day. All right, that should be long enough, I would say. Go ahead and close that down. So looks like we're finally starting to make a little bit of a move today here in the Euro USD. Before we get started, though, we should always have a couple of things open. So we need a trading platform, number one. We should have open our trading platform, whether that's demo or live. I would encourage you, if you're brand new, you're just getting started, to trade with a demo account. From there, we'll need to have a news source open, your FinViz, and then, of course, our various tools that we have here for 21st Century Forex Trader. We have our Trade Alert from Forex Joe, which comes out every single day. This is Forex Joe's market summary. He goes through and analyzes the market, gives us a market summary, tells us about what he's seen and what to expect for the week or for the day, and then gives you some potential trades to take. So that should be open. We have our daily report open, which covers 22 currency pairs, shows us our channel information, support resistance levels, trend information, all that good stuff. And then, of course, we should also have either open or printed out our daily regimen for live trading. This is what we use every single class. We go through this really every single day. We should be using this, not just every single class. And this is our way to approach the market. It gives us a nice, consistent method, and ensures that we're answering all the questions that we need to answer before we jump into the marketplace. So this gives us a nice, consistent way to trade and gather information for placing our trades. So there we go. We got all that good stuff. So now we can go ahead and get started. First thing we're going to do, we're going to cover three currency pairs today. We're going to start with the Euro USD, then we'll do the Pound USD, and then we'll finish with either the Aussie USD or the US Yen. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's just walk through this daily regimen. We'll do it the first time kind of slowly. I'll go through this and just spend some time talking about what we're doing, why we're doing it. The second one will be a little bit faster, and the third one we'll go through it at kind of regular speed, and that'll just give you an idea, especially if you're brand new, that this only takes just really a couple of minutes every day for you to analyze the markets and place your trades. We don't need to spend a whole lot of time looking at these setups to have a nice, consistent, and positive approach to the markets. Now, does that mean that we make money every single time? No, absolutely not. We have losing days, we have winning days. But losses are to be expected as part of trading. And we record a video recap at the end of the day after every live session like this, just to show you what we did, what went right, what went wrong. Sometimes everything was done right and it still went against us. That's fine. But we record it whether we win or lose, and just let you know, how everything worked out. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump into it headlong. First thing here we're going to capture for the Euro USD is our current price. So we're currently trading at 35.31. And so now we've got that down. What's our channel information telling us? So we want to capture our channel info. So we'll pop over here to our daily report to capture that. And we can see that we have a channel bottom. Now we're concerned here with this daily information. So we see that we have a channel bottom at 34.67, and we have a channel top at 35.37. We see down below us that we have 33.29 as a 2 or 3 channel. That's quite a ways away. I don't know that we would actually see that today, but 33.29 is a number for us to keep an eye on as well. It's a 2 or 3 channel. As you see things line up on the daily, weekly, and monthly levels, and we start to see them coming into alignment here, same number repeated, it tells us that that's a larger channel and that we should, heavier channel, and we should really watch that as price might stop or stall around that. But right now, we're concerned here. We don't see any alignment on this daily level, so there's nothing aligning with this. So we have a channel bottom 34.67, a channel top 35.37. Support resistance levels. Well, we're trading at 35.31, so we have 35.24 down below us. 35.24. If we break through that, 34.89. And if we go through that, 34.74, and then, of course, 34.67. To the upside, we have 35.45, and then 35.74. So kind of all over the place there. Are we trending or oscillating is our next question on our checklist. Trending or oscillating for the day, and we had been in an upward trend, and had some positive U.S. news come out just a bit ago, and now it looks like we're moving down. So we're kind of back to where we started actually. But even with that said, the range is only 47 pips, so we're oscillating a bit right now. Channel been broken? That's another question for us to answer. Have we broken our channel? Have we broken below 34.67 or above 35.37? The answer there is yes. We had our channel top here, 35.37, and we have broken through that. We broke through it. We closed above it, had been struggling there, and now it's broken back through. So has the channel been broken? Yes, it certainly has been broken. What's our average range? Well, it looks like today we've moved about 47 pips so far. Average range is starting to increase a bit. We had the summertime blues and then into a government shutdown, so our market became very range bound, and the longer term range was about 70 pips. But of course, recently we've seen big moves, and we're starting to increase that back to what our normal range would be, which is closer to that 85, 90 to 100 range. So right now we're looking at a 5-day and a 20-day. We're about 75 pips on this, and we know that on a normal trading range, it's 85 to 100 pips for the Euro USD. Is there any news? That's our next question. Any news coming up? Anything that we should be aware of in the news that might drive our trading decisions? Well, looks like we actually just had some. We'll refresh that. So we do have some additional news coming up. What we're concerned about is we want to look for these red reports, the ones that are color-coded red, that indicate that there's a high impact expected from that news release. So we look for the red reports and see what time they're occurring. We see that we did have a report that came out earlier on building permits. We just had some U.S. news here at 9. And then our final piece of news is going to be at the 10 a.m. Eastern mark for consumer confidence. And after 10, there's no additional news that we need to be concerned with. So, it looks like we do have some news coming up at 10, so we want to make a note of that. That we have a red report at 10 o'clock a.m., and that's on the USD, so that'll definitely impact us if we're trading a USD pair. All right, so news is coming up. And then finally, the last bit that we're going to check before we move on is our futures market. What's happening in the futures marketplace? And we like to use FinViz for that. It's a great heads-up dashboard to see how things are performing. And right now, what do we see? Well, we see the Dow's up actually, the Dow's kind of even. Crude's up slightly. Gold and silver are up slightly. Overall kind of a mixed bag. If we scroll down, maybe a slight lean to the negative side. What we want to see here, we're just trying to get an idea if we're seeing, positive U.S. dollars or negative U.S. dollars. And typically, what we see is as money flows out of the Dow, out of crude, out of gold, or out of silver, it flows into the U.S. dollar. So as we close out positions in our futures market, we're holding those positions liquid in U.S. dollars. So as we close positions here, the dollar strengthens. And conversely, as money flows into gold, into silver, into crude, into the Dow, it flows out of the U.S. dollar, so the U.S. dollar would weaken. Right now we're seeing the Dow down slightly, U.S. dollar is also down slightly, but that's kind of agreeing with the movement here in gold and silver and crude. So kind of a mixed bag. It's still not really enough of a push one way or the other to really give us a good indicator of what's happening in the marketplace. But right now, kind of a mixed bag, but maybe a slight lean here, telling us that the dollar actually may strengthen if this continues. So if money continues flowing out of our futures, then we should see the dollar begin to strengthen a bit. So with that last piece, we'll go ahead and I'm just writing. So as we're going along, what I'm doing is I'm actually filling out my my daily regimen. I print one out and fill it out in pen so that I have a record of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So I'm kind of tactile. Some people just use it, maybe use the Word document form and fill it out electronically. Whatever works, just as long as we capture all the data before we begin trading. All right. So there we go. All righty. So now we've gathered our data, and we can start looking at some trades. So we're back over here to our chart, and the first thing that really sticks out to me is 35.37. This is our channel top. What we have here is level of what was resistance. Finally broke through it. It became support, support, support. So pretty heavy level, right, for the day. And now we have a big bar. We've broken through it, and we haven't retested it. So for me right now, the best trade, I see this just kind of staring at me right this second, is to park a sell up here at 35.37. So we'll look to do that. And we're going to keep our stop loss pretty tight. Now what I have here, by the way, is, let's just, before I place any trades, what I have open and what I'm using to place my trades is the 21st Century Forex Trader chart trader system, or Pending Order Pro. So once you've installed your software, which is available in the downloads area, you'll go to templates and you'll see a number of templates that are installed. And if you just simply scroll down here to the bottom, you'll see Pending Order Pro or FTT Pending Order Pro. And I like the FTT Pending Order Pro because it also gives me these thermal price grids. So I like to use that for my for watching the market. You can use Pending Order Pro. The difference is, well, I'll show you. The difference here is it's just a very clean chart, giving us just the ability to trade from our charts. So we just simply have our red and green lines that we can move and trade from. We don't have the session indicators or the thermal grids. So I like to use that FTT Pending Order Pro. Either one's fine. I mean, you can do this without the thermal grids. You can do it just by simply doing what we just did and gathering the data and then placing your trades. But having the thermal grids on your chart, it takes out a couple of steps, right? It makes it a little bit easier. Takes out a couple of steps where we actually have to draw lines. So anyway, we had 35.37 was our channel top. We see it also supported here by the thermal grid. We see how price moved, came to this level, repelled initially, then broke through it, saw it as support, 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 broke through it, and hasn't been retested yet. So we know just basic support and resistance. If you have a level that's been supported, it becomes, breaks it, it becomes resistance. If it breaks it, typically you're going to see it become, I'm sorry, I did that backwards. Resistance. If it's broken, it becomes support. If it's broken again, it should become resistance. So we have a level that's been broken and hasn't been retested. So we're going to look there to park our trade. So going to go ahead and park a pending order here at the 35.37 area. All I do is I double click on my chart and drag my line to that level. Then we grab our stop loss lines, and it's typically our sell lines are the red. I should say typically our sell lines are the red lines, and our buy lines are the green lines. So we just have to look for the red colored lines to enter our sells. The thick line is your entry point. The thin line is your stop loss, and you can just simply drag those to where you'd like to place that order. And then we need to look for our take profit line so that we can set up our profit levels as well, because that's always a very important part of trading. We want to be able to take profit at some point. And if we don't do that, then what are we in the game for, right? So there we have it. So we set our take profit 1, take profit 2, and we set our stop loss. And once we have all of those entered, then we simply click Move to Sell. Well, double click it to select it, move it, and in just a moment it'll place a sell order for us. So that's pending, and we have an order on the table. So that's all we have to do. Pretty darn easy. Now, what about buys? We like to typically bracket some orders in and look at buy areas. We do have our channel bottom at 34.67. Is right down here, 34.67. Looking top to bottom, if we did get this far, that's about 100 pips, 102 pips top to bottom. Great spot to look for a reversal. Now, I know that's a long ways away from where we currently are, but we're also kind of mid-trading day. We've got some additional news coming up here in about 45 minutes. So, logically, you've got two places to look. We've got 3,500, big level, whole number, always going to be a decision point for us. Great spot to scalp off of. And then we've got 34.67. If we did push that low, we're really pushing to the end of our range. So does it mean it can't go past it? No, of course. It may go 250 pips for the day. But likelihood is greatly diminished. So, we can look here at this 34.67 for a buy. And if we did push down there, a great spot to look for a potential reversal. Does it mean it absolutely will? Again, no. No, there's no absolutes. If there were absolutes in trading, it wouldn't be any type of subjectivity to it. Everybody would be doing the same thing, and there wouldn't be a market. So there we go. So we can go ahead and park that order down here, and then of course, we'll have some additional opportunities as news occurs a little bit later, to see what other levels that we can buy or sell from. But as far as parking some orders, these are the orders I'll park. As we get closer to news, I'll end up pulling that back. If we don't have an order entered, if this hasn't floated back up and touched its end, 15 minutes or so prior to news, then I'll take the order off the table, wait for news to occur, and then see what the market's going to afford to us. And at that point, we can look to place some trades. There's no reason to keep the risk on, coming into news, especially a red report, which could cause, big whip. It could cause a giant movement, could cause a reversal in the marketplace. No reason to keep it on. If we're coming in 15 minutes prior to news, we're not in that trade yet, take it off the table, wait for the news to occur, and then see where the market's going and place your new trade at that point. So there we go, got that on, and now we can move on to the next one. Steve, I'll answer that at the very end. Let's go ahead and get through, Steve, I'll answer your question here in a second. So let's get through one more, and then we can talk about how to do some other stuff. So, got that on. We've placed our Euro trade. I'm just going to make a quick note on my paper of what I did here. And so this way, I know as long as I can make my notes quickly, and I shouldn't say quickly, as long as I can make my notes, then I can glance back quickly, at the end of the day when we go to record our recap, so I know what I did and why I did it. And that's a very, very important piece of trading. We should always have a reason for why we're in a trade. If there's not a good reason for why we're in that trade, we probably shouldn't be in it. And, having notes helps us understand what we're doing. So if we want to look back and analyze our trading style and everything, then, we have a nice journal to do that with. All right, next up, pound USD. On the pound USD, what's happening here? Well, we're currently trading at 6149. Now, popping over to our daily report, we have our channel top, 6196, and our channel bottom at 6089. Still no real alignment. We do see just a number of those, 6044, big number for us. We've seen that come into play quite a bit this year. That's lining up on the weekly and monthly level. If we do break down, 6044 could also be an interesting spot for us. Support resistance levels, well, we're currently trading at 6149. What do we see here? Well, we have support 6137 down here below us, and then of course 6100, big whole number down there. Above us 6189, and then 6214 if we continue on the uptrend. For the day, are we trending or oscillating on this currency pair? And I think we'd all agree that we're oscillating here. Oscillating. Has the channel been broken? That's the big question. Have we broken above 6196 or below 6089? And the answer there is no. We haven't broken either one. So definitely, truly oscillating there. What's our average range? Well, we've moved 55 pips for the day, and our average range is, typically about 8. Again, as with this one, was 90 to 110 pips prior to the slowdown in the summertime. Looks like we're closer to 85 pips presently on an average range. News, well, yeah, we do know that there is news coming up at 10 Eastern, which is about 40 minutes from now. So yes, we do have news. And then of course the futures market, what's happening there? Probably not a lot of change in the last 5 minutes or so, but we are beginning to see still kind of a mixed bag, but still that slight trend, slight lean to the positive side for the U.S. dollar. But we need to really wait until A, the floor traders are fully underway, and B, until we have that the next piece of news at 10 o'clock. But for right now, slight lean to the positive side for the U.S. dollar. All right, what do we have for potential entry points? Well, let's see here. We have our channel top, 6196. We know that. Draw a line there. We have our channel bottom at 6089, which is right here-ish. Kind of the top of that grid. And then in between here, what else do we have? Well, we got 6137, which is down here. Not quite a thermal grid, but 6137 area. And we had 6189 as another potential area on our report. And then, of course, as Forex Joe always tells us, if we don't have, if these levels aren't immediately, in play for us, what else do we have? We can compress that channel a bit more to find some additional levels. And, obviously here, the 6150, 6149 level has been, pretty well respected over the course of trading yesterday and over the course of this entire daily session so far through Tokyo and into London. So we're kind of hanging out here at this 6149, 6150 area. So what do we have for potential trades, though? It looks like we're really range bound right now. So what I would do when we're seeing something that's sort of range bound like this, especially coming into news, well, wait, obviously if the news occurs, that can be a game changer for us. But for right now, being as range bound as we are, we can look for some bounces here. So I know it's counter trend at this point, but I've just lost my lines. There we go. $61.39. So kind of counter trend at this point. Let me just get rid of these. These are our high-low marks. I'm going to get rid of those real fast so we can see everything. Oops, it's not in. Indicator list. All right. So I'm going to enter a buy order down. And sorry, I moved part of that. moved part of my my line. I'm just going to reset my chart so I get it all straight here. So what I'm going to look for is I'm going to buy at 61.39, and I'm going to sell up here at this little range top. I'm just going to bracket an order in, kind of quick. It's quick for more of a scalp, but we're going to bracket it in, see if we can't get a couple of pips prior to news, and if we can, great. We'll look to do that. If not, we'll take the trades off and then see what trading opportunities are afforded to us following that news event. So we'll go ahead and put that buy on down here. Oh, I'm sorry, 61.37 was the number. All right, and then we have then we'll bracket in a sell, and we have a sell order that we can bracket in. If we look right through here, we're actually up a little bit higher than that. So I'm going to take this 61.67, 61.70 area. This is just compressing the channel. We're going to take this level and we're going to enter a sell and just bracket an order in, see if we can't scalp some pips between this channel as we've been oscillating here on the pound, and see if we can't scalp some pips prior to that news. If we do, great. If not, we'll just take these off and we'll wait for news to occur, and then following news, we'll come back in and look at our same channels, same levels that we've just just captured in doing our initial setup, our initial research, and see where price is trading around those, and how we can move from there. So now we've got that trade on. Just going to put this on. Just give me a second to write here real quickly what I'm doing. And all right, very good. So just making some notes of what orders I entered, why I entered them, so that I have that for my notes. And ultimately, we're just entering a bracket order here. This has been oscillating so far for the day. We know it's going to break out eventually. It's going to break out. It may, but it may oscillate a bit more prior to news. And if it does, fine. We're able to take advantage of that. If not, we'll shut it down 15 minutes prior to news, and then see where things actually trade after that announcement, and then we'll pick our key levels after the announcement and place our trades from there. And of course, at the end of the day, we'll recap so you know exactly what we did and why we did it. Final one we'll do. Do we want to do the Aussie or the yen? And let's do the yen. The Aussie's been on pretty big trend for the day. We may be getting to the bottom of into the buffet line, as Forex Joe likes to say. So let's look here at the yen. We'll do the US yen, USD, JPY. Current price 101.60. All right, channel information on the US yen. Go into our daily report, and we see here we have a channel bottom at 101.44 and a channel top at 102.17. I'm looking right here at the daily, and now we see 101.44 is lining up on a short-term and mid-term level. So the daily and weekly level, we see 101.44 coming into play. So that's a big number for us, 101.44. And then, of course, the channel top, 102.17, no real alignment there. Although we do see above us 104.05, we did push that high, a number to kind of put in your back pocket for when we get there to look for potential reversals. All right, support resistance levels. Well, we're at 101.60 right now, so we have 101.56, a decision point for us. Below that, 101.32, and then 100.88 if we break down. If we go to the upside, then of course we have 101.91, followed by 102.60, which is in alignment. No, it's not. Okay, so then we have 102.60 right up there. All right, so what are we going to do for the day? Are we trending or oscillating on this currency pair? And looks like I think we can all agree that we're presently oscillating. Has the channel been broken? Have we broken below 101.44 or above 102.17? And yes, we have. We struggled here at 101.44. Struggle here, and then we did break it, broke below, and we're trading below. Finally, just broke through here following the initial news announcement on building permits. So we did break through here during that U.S. Open. Now we're struggling again here near this Asia high. So has the channel been broken? Yes, it actually has. It was broken to the downside. What's our average range? Well, currently we've moved 32 pips for the day, and we know that this pair, typically on a longer term, 75 to 90 pips is our average range on a longer term level. News, yes, there's news coming up. And then what's the futures market doing? Again, probably won't have changed too much. The floor traders are just coming online right now, although we are seeing still a slight positive lean towards the positive dollar. All right, with that said, what are we going to trade though? How do we trade this? Well, got some key levels. We know that 101.44 was our channel bottom, and that was very well respected over the course of yesterday's trading day and the U.S. session into Tokyo and even through London. It's been broken. It has not been retested. So obviously my first inclination is to park a buy as a retest of that trading level. So what do? Well, we're going to find the buy order, and we're going to park that right there at 101.44. Then we need to find our buy stop loss. Where's that hiding out? Sometimes those lines like to play hide and seek, and they'll hide behind other lines. So if that ever happens, you can just kind of look over here to see where it is, and it might be hidden behind a sell line or something. You can just pick it up and move it. We'll get our take profit entered. So again, just kind of keeping with our standard method of doing things, we like to keep our stop loss pretty tight, but we also take profit pretty quickly as well. Once that's on, we will we'll look to buy. Whoops. Once we get those lines set, we just simply click Move to Buy. Takes it just a minute to click over, and then we can that order's on. Now, where do we look to sell from? Well, if we're going to look for sell opportunities, what do we have? Well, we have 101.91 up here. That's also a thermal grid level, a little bit higher. If we push that high, we're about 56 pips. That's still not that's not high enough for me to really feel good about looking at the end of a range. So there's not a key level that's also near the end of a range that would make me want to look for potential buys up there. So I'm gonna kind of keep. I'm not going to enter both orders. I'm just going to take that one off for right now, and we're not going to enter a sell. A sell order. We're not going to enter a sell up here at this key level. We'll wait until after news, see what price is doing, see how the market's trading, and then based on that, we can go back and enter an order. So for right now, I'm only going to enter this buy on a retest of 101.44, which was a key level for us. It's also the channel bottom. So we'll look to retest 101.44 and just have that trade on. Now, of course, as I mentioned before, all of the trades, if they haven't triggered, if we haven't gotten into a trade, here in about 10 minutes, 15 minutes prior to news, I'll take them off, and we'll just wait for news to occur and then see how things are going, and based on what the outcome of the news is and where the market direction is at that point, we'll look for our key levels, and then we'll enter new orders. All right, so there you have it. Steve asked about. Well, real quickly. So Frank, why don't I place the stop loss below the lows? If it's going to come back and retest, it's going to do it quickly. I don't see a need to really push beyond that for my risk, and it should be pretty darn tight. If we're going to hit that, we'll hit it for a retest. So I like to keep my stop loss pretty darn tight, at 5 to 8 pips. So that's why, you could move it a couple more pips and get below these lows down here. But the thing is, if it's going to reverse, it's going to hit here and reverse pretty quickly. It's not going to, keep moving. If I were looking for that, I'd look. This is kind of a scalp trade for me, so I would be looking more. If it were, if I expected it to go lower than this, I'd be looking to actually sell it off of this level. So we're looking for a scalp trade. Now, of course, once news occurs and we don't have any news for the rest of the day, we're going to expect some directionality after that. Then we might look at a different type of trade. But I typically like to keep my stop losses really tight. So that's why. All right, Steve DeWitt, you asked about becoming an affiliate. Just send an email over to 21st Century Forex Trader. Support at 21st Century Forex Trader, and we'll get you a link and put that, and then you can become an affiliate for us. Absolutely. All right, so with that said, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Forex Joe. I've shown you exactly what I'm looking at, why I'm looking at it, and how we utilize our daily regimen for live trading in conjunction with the daily report and Forex Joe's Forex alert that he puts out daily. So with that said, Forex Joe, if there's anything you'd like to add, turn it over to you.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. I sent out the trade alert schedule here this week, so we'll kind of go over it again. Today will be the last report because of Thanksgiving. We won't do one Wednesday night because of Thanksgiving, then going into Thursday into Friday. The close of market report for Friday will be Saturday morning. I'll get up early Saturday morning and do it before the football game Saturday. And I'll also do the Sunday report and send those out at the same time. Somebody was asking the other day that you get 2 alerts right back. I send out SMS alerts right after I post both of those, the close of market report on Friday and the Sunday report. Because I do them both together, I just post them and then go ahead and send it out. So that's why you're getting 2 updates. It's kind of been a habit of mine. I've been doing it for such a long time. We're kind of range bound right now. We're staying in a range, especially with the euro-US dollar. As long as it stays above the 3,500, 3,512 area. In fact, our low of this session is right at 3,513. Roundtable members, I give you 3 different areas for you to pay attention to. We're right at those areas. We've been right near those areas, 2 of the 3 areas that I talked about in the report. As long as we stay above 35.13, just sell any rallies. I don't believe that we're going to get enough of a push unless something extraordinary happens between now and the rest of the week. It's going to push us above 3,600. Yen, we finally broke above 101, so we're range bound there. It's only moved about 40 pips today. I don't look for much action on it for the rest of the week. There'll be could be a little bit more volatility Thursday and Friday if you are trading, especially those of you in Australia and those of you not here in the States or Canada. So be careful there, but look for range-bound trading if you are trading overseas to be the main theme going into Friday. The pound dollar continues to have issues at the 6,200 area. We did make it, as we talked about in the previous week, actually 2 weeks ago, we talked about it was going to go near the 6,250 area. We got near that, and then now we bounced off of it, and we're staying now between 6,140 to 6,200 and stuck right in the middle. U.S. Swissies just above 9,100, right around a round number. Aussie dollar kind of rebounded a little bit. There was a little talk coming from Reserve Bank of Australia, so that kind of pushed that number up. It's been kind of a big mover today. It's been over 100 pips. I think the last time I looked, it's moved about 115 pips in the session, but it came all the way back after that initial move. So we're seeing rumor versus fact again, where you're getting some of these news events that are pushing these pairs, and then these pairs are coming right back into the ranges. So I just pay strict attention to what's happening if you're going to be trading. I know a lot of you are going to be traveling for this weekend. Please travel safe. Watch out, especially if you're in the U.S. here in the Midwest or in the Northeast with all the bad weather. Pay attention. Some of you have been stuck in airports. And I think Brian almost got stuck yesterday with the weather here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So if you have any questions, pop any questions in there. The only thing we got left, I think tomorrow's U.S. durable goods. and the jobless claims, so there might be a little bit of a push tomorrow morning. So I'll shut my computer off here in just a little bit, and then I'll come back in tomorrow morning and see if anything's happening overnight with the durable goods. And then after about 11 tomorrow, when I think the stock markets are even going to close early tomorrow, it'll be really slow when everybody will be getting ready for their Thanksgiving. So if there's any questions, pop in any questions, and we'll kind of go over that. So again, I'll put out the report tonight. It'll be a quick report. It will not be a report for Wednesday night or Thursday night. The Friday report that I usually put out on Friday afternoon or Friday evening along with the Sunday report, I'll have those both Saturday morning, so don't expect them until Saturday morning. You'll have plenty of time, as you always do, to prepare for the open next week. Next week will be huge. We've got non-farm payroll. It's December the 6th. We'll have the ECB again. We'll have the Bank of England. I think that this is the calm before the storm. Don't look for any tapering until March, and we've been talking about that for the last 30 to 45 days, and now they're starting to confirm it. You're seeing a lot of reports here in the last couple of weeks talking about that. The other thing that we have to take a look at going into January will be the fact of the kicking the can down the road here to see what we're going to do if we're going to get any type of budget or the debt ceiling. Other than that, I don't have much left. So is there any questions? I don't see anybody has any questions here. I know some of you are getting ready to travel, so we're just going to be cognizant of your time and pay attention. So we do appreciate each and every one of you, and thank you for your business. We appreciate being part of 21st Century Family. Kudos to Kirk, Chuck, and of course to Brian. They've done a wonderful job here in 2013, and Brian keeps doing a great job. I would encourage everyone to watch his reports. The reports are really good as far as his updates each and every day, as far as providing information after setting these trades. Our goal is to try to just get 200 pips each and every month. We've been doing that on a consistent basis. So, Brian, I don't see any questions. I'll type that in for you. I'll hand this over to you, and then I'll give it back over to you, Brian, and we'll be back here, next week? I think this is the last class you said for the week,
yep.
Right?
Correct.
Okay.
This is our last class for the week. We're going to wrap it up. So we'll have class today. We've got some levels we're watching right now. I'm getting ready to actually close down these trades, and then we'll wait about 15 minutes when news occurs. We're not going to trade actually on the news. We'll let news occur. Wait 15 minutes or so to actually see what the true direction is in the marketplace, and then from there we can enter some trades and see where we're going. So obviously using the exact same method that we just went through right now, we'll do again coming after the news occurs and place some trades. So as that occurs later this afternoon, I will record a recap just to show you what we did, why we did it, and that'll be out on our YouTube channel, which you can find. So there you go. So everyone, thank you very much for joining us. I really appreciate you being with us. I know you have a lot of other things you could be doing, so the fact that you take your time out in the morning to spend it with us is definitely flattering and humbling. So thank you very much. You guys all have a very happy holiday, and we will talk to you next week.